to have you here with us this evening. How did you become a part of the advisory board for Haley Bankhead Foundation?
I have been a sponsor
Okay.
since 2015. Had to think about it.
Wow.
But I've been a sponsored a table for those from that year up until last year.
Okay.
This year, my organization, Fight, Win, Survive, we are sponsoring the venue. So this lovely venue that you have here has been sponsored by Fight, Win, Survive.
Okay, and it is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. And what are you expecting to gain from the venue tonight?
We're just looking for everyone to have a great time.
Awesome.
To enjoy themselves.
Awesome.
And there was a little piece that we could do to give back to the organization.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you and all the work that you do for the Haley Bankhead Foundation. Is there anything you want to say to the people?
Life circumstances can sometimes knock you or a loved one down, but it doesn't have to knock you or them out. Fight, win, survive.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Jaquise, how are you this evening?
I'm wonderful. How about
Are you
yourself?
excited to be here for the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Is it
venue.
gorgeous?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Great calls, great people.
Awesome.
Love it, love it, love it.
How long have you been a part of the foundation?
I actually just started this past year.
Okay.
Became really good friends with Ms. Bankhead.
Right.
And so
Awesome lady.
she yeah, absolutely. She shared with me the premise of the Haley Bankhead Foundation.
Okay.
And I have a heart for children,
Okay.
as well as I have an affinity for. Actually, I was going to start trying to do something with St. Jude's.
Okay.
And when I heard about this foundation, man, it just touched my heart, and I absolutely had to be a part of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We're so glad that you are a part. What is it that you're expecting from the venue tonight?
Fun.
That we're going to have.
Fun. Obviously, we're here for a good cause, so we definitely want to make sure that we raise the money for the individuals to make sure we can touch the lives that we're supposed to touch.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you
Absolutely
tonight.
appreciate you.
Have a good one. Enjoy.
Thank you.
So, Haley, you are Haley Bankhead Foundation. Who are your guests tonight?
Well, I am with Jalen, and we are here with Jalen's mom and dad.
Okay. And Mom, can I have your name?
Latika Harris.
Okay. And Miss Harris, your name?
Jartangus Harris.
Nice to meet you guys. We want you guys to come, have fun, welcome, enjoy. If you have any questions, find somebody in black. They'll be able to answer you. Have a good time. So tonight here we are at the Haley Bankhead Foundation. This is our 9th year coming and celebrating all of our cancer survivors and their great accomplishments. I want to say congratulations to Haley and to Heather. You guys have done an outstanding job once again. Job well done. Thank you. Mr. Sean, how are you on this evening? It's a pleasure to see you.
Nice to meet
You look gorgeous.
Thank you. So do you.
Little Sparks, I see you.
Thank you.
So tell me, what part do you play in the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
Well, I'm one of those sponsors here
Okay.
for the foundation.
Okay.
I supply cupcakes and treats for about 2 years now.
Awesome. Awesome. So how did you become a part of the foundation?
I became part of the foundation through Kim Pope. She actually brought me in.
Okay.
It was telling me about the great things that the foundation was doing, and I wanted to jump in and find out exactly what was going on.
Awesome. So you are a lover of children, which is what we do. We
Yes,
support
don't have
them.
kids, but I do love kids.
So tell me, you said that you supply some of the desserts on tonight. What's
Yes.
your name of your business?
Give me some more cakes.
Okay, give me some more cakes.
Yes.
All right, and are you in Atlanta or?
Yes, Jonesboro, Fayetteville area.
Okay, all right. You want to give us your Instagram, Facebook? How do we get in contact with you?
On Facebook and Instagram, give me some more cakes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your night.
You do the same.
Appreciate you. So, Miss Anita, how are you this evening?
It is a lovely evening, Barbara.
Thank you. Thank you. You look so good. Fabulous. I love it. I love this.
Thank you. It's the occasion. It's the sneaker ball. Every year I look forward to this amazing event
What girl does not like to get dressed up and put on some sneakers instead of heels?
for an amazing cause.
Yes.
Every year. Love
yes.
it.
So tell me, how are you a part of the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
Every year I donate different articles for the cause. I come and celebrate hope, life, and definitely a cure against childhood cancer. And so with that, I see the passion that the Haley Bankhead Foundation and the board members have bestowed upon us and blessed us to bring more awareness. And with that, my part is to bring more awareness and through sharing and being an advocate and bringing my funds.
Awesome. That is so important. And a lot of people don't realize that bringing your funds is a very important part, because that's what we're here for tonight. We are here to raise money for those unfortunate families who have gone through some of the tragedies of experiencing childhood cancer. And we want to make sure that we're bringing awareness. We want to make sure that we're able to reach as many families as we possibly can. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely a pleasure.
We appreciate you. Enjoy your night.
I love to.
How are you? Can I get your name?
Sure, I'm Joanne Terrell.
Nice to meet you, Miss
Nice to meet you,
Terrell.
too.
And how have you been a part of the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
I met Haley and her daughter a few months back and became instant friends. Her personality, both of their personalities, just shone like a bright light, and met her through another friend, and glad I did. Wanted to give back and got blessed in the process.
Awesome.
And God
It's
is
always a blessing when you
Always.
give. It's always in return.
Absolutely.
So you've only been a part of the foundation for a short period of time.
Short period of time, and I've seen a tremendous impact in that short period of time.
Awesome.
I'm very proud to know Ms. Bankhead and family.
A wonderful family.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So is this your first ball that you're attending?
This is my first ball.
Oh, well.
And I already know it's already been a blessing, even though it's only been a few minutes.
Awesome.
And really proud and honored to partake.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
A worthy cause.
Always.
It's been a pleasure interviewing you. Enjoy
An
the
absolute
rest
pleasure.
of your night.
You look wonderful.
Thank you as well.
Thank you much.
Can we get some shoe cam, please?
But you can. Okay. All right. Inside, outside. Boom.
So, Miss Candace, it's a pleasure seeing you here tonight.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
look
You as
lovely.
well.
I see you. I see you.
Thank you.
So tell me, how long have you been a part of the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
It's been about 5 years now.
Awesome. Okay. And what part do you play, or what role do you play?
So I met Heather a while back, and she came up with this idea, and it was small, but each year I see it has progressively grown. I'm just a giver and a lover of kids, so when she approached me about it, I was no couldn't be an answer. So
Awesome. So by you loving kids, you wanted to give back and be supportive.
absolutely,
Awesome. So are you looking forward to having a good time on this evening?
always.
Awesome.
Like I said, each year it grows, and I'm looking forward to see new people so it can get bigger and bigger.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out.
Likewise.
Let's do some shoe cam together.
say less.
Oh, Miss Kimberly, so good to see you this evening. Tell us who you are and tell us what part you play in the Haley Bankhead Foundation.
My name is Kim Pope, and I'm the CFO of Haley's Bankhead Foundation. I also serve as the chaplain of the foundation. So I do whatever is needs to be done for us to get the job done for the kids.
Awesome. You look gorgeous on this evening. Can you give him some shoe cam for us?
Of course. Yes.
And are you looking forward to a fabulous time on this evening?
I am, Miss Barbara. I'm looking forward to an awesome time. Most of all, I'm looking forward to our mothers and fathers having a great time. So tonight is the night that they let their hair down. They're not worried about the kids. They got a babysitter. And so I'm looking for them to have an awesome time. That's what the night is for.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Will you enjoy?
Thank you.
Take care, and thank you so much. Appreciate
you so much.
How are you all this evening?
Wonderful.
Awesome. Can you introduce yourselves so everybody will know who you are?
Yes, my name is Tamika Francois. I am with Love by Francois Custom Designs, and I am here as a supporter.
Oh, awesome.
My name is Keena Miller, and I'm a friend of Heather.
So I am Anson McMullen, and I am a friend of Heather.
Awesome. How long have you guys known Heather and been a part of the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
I've known Heather for 2 or 3 years now.
Okay.
We met through real estate class.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Heather wears many hats.
She does. She does. That's one. Just one.
And you are the one who designed her shoes on this evening, right?
No, I did
No.
not. I designed my shoes this evening.
Oh, Oh, well, can you give them some shoe cam, please?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Love by Francois, y'all.
I love it. And you want to give yourself a shout out so people can find out where you are?
Yes, you can find me on all social media platforms at Love by Francois, and I also have a website as well that you can shop Love at Love by Francois.
Would you mind spelling Francois for the people?
It is Francois.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Can you give us your name and tell us how you're a part of the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
I am Sarah Benjamin, and I've actually been around the Bankhead family since Haley was about 5.
Awesome.
We went to church together, and they're just family to us. I'm here to support.
Awesome. So what role have you actually played within the foundation? Just support, or do you actually help?
My family has been just like a pastoral guide to the family.
Awesome.
You know, my brothers were pastors at the church. I was one of the worship leaders, and we're just family, just church family.
That is awesome. Is this your first year at the banquet?
It is.
Awesome.
Actually, the first time I've been able to be here.
Okay. Well, we look forward to you having a good time on this evening. Enjoy. If you need anything, just find somebody in black. They'll be able to help you.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good one.
You as well. So, Ms. Jennifer, it's a pleasure meeting you. Can you tell us who you are and what role you play with the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
Yeah, so I'm Jennifer Walker. I'm Haley's Algebra 1 teacher, and she's just such an amazing kid.
Wow.
She's part of student government. I'm also the 9th grade sponsor for student government, so she is the president. So we work hand in hand with the student government.
Awesome. So this is your actual first year attending the banquet?
Yes, and this is amazing. And of course, as soon as she came aboard to Lovejoy High School this year, she asked me if I'd be interested. I was like, of course. How could I not be a part of this, you know?
Awesome. Well, we are so glad to have you. Thank you so much. What are you looking to gain out of this benefit on tonight?
You know, the experience altogether, education, you know, I have some childhood cancer in my family, so, you know, bringing awareness and how I can help that is also a big thing too.
Definitely. So. Awesome. You're so sweet. Thank you. Appreciate you. Would you give him some shoe cam and I'm going to step out. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Could you tell us who you are?
My name is Anita Harvey.
I am Amelia Hansford.
Nice to meet you. Is this your first time being out at the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
No, this is actually our third event, I believe. Yeah, third event.
Awesome. Awesome. So you guys know Haley or Haley and Heather, or how did you become a part?
We became a part of the journey with Kim Pope. Yes, and of course with you, and we've met her. We kind of watched her grow and blossom to a beautiful, gorgeous young lady. So we kind of feel like we're a part of the journey. So anytime there is an event, we will be here to support.
Awesome. That is awesome. And that's what it's about, bringing awareness and supporting those that have cancer and those that are not as fortunate as Haley has been.
Absolutely.
Well, ladies, you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you so much. If you will give him some shoe cam, and I'm going to step out. This me? Thank you. Thank you, Kim. How are you this evening?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You are absolutely gorgeous. I love it. The earrings, everything.
And so are you.
Thank you. So could you introduce yourself?
Okay, so I'm Claudia Phillips, and I am here to support Heather and Haley because I met Heather on social media. And I believe in support is a verb. I also have a nonprofit, so I want to make sure that Heather knows that she's supported, and also to raise awareness with childhood cancer.
Definitely, definitely. So are you involved in childhood cancer as your organization, or is it just you were a part of?
No, our organization, we actually cater to homeless college kids. So what we do is we create pantries on college campuses throughout Georgia for hygiene products so that students who are living in their cars or facing financial hardships can get access to toiletry items.
Awesome. So it's still helping kids as well?
We got to take care of the babies.
Yes, we do.
The big ones and the little ones.
So is this your first year at the ball?
No, this is my second year actually, so I'm excited. Yes.
Yes.
I had a blast last year, and I'm looking forward to even having a bigger blast this year.
So you know what to expect. Have some fun. Bring awareness.
Of course. Indeed, indeed. That's how we can get funding.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice
It's a
meeting you
pleasure.
also.
Have a good evening.
Thanks.
If you can give him some shoe cam, I'm going to step out. Good evening, ladies. Could you tell us who you both are on tonight?
Hello.
I'm Dion Sullivan.
And I'm Lisa Slater.
Nice to meet you both. How are you guys a part or affiliated with the Haley Bankhead Foundation?
Haley Bankhead Foundation reached out to me during my son's treatment.
Oh, wow.
And at one of my lowest points. And she helped bring me back to life. And she was a shoulder for me to lean on to call and talk to if I needed anything. So
that is awesome. So you are one of the parents of one of the children who has actually gone through childhood cancer, correct?
We both are.
Okay, awesome. You as well? Oh, and how are your children now?
My son is great. He just took his last dose in May, so he's in remission now.
Awesome, awesome. And your son?
My son is great. He transitioned in 2004.
Oh, wow. I am so sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
But we are so glad that you joined us on this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited to be here? Is this your first actual ball?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And this is your first as well?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Well, you guys, we want you guys to have fun. We want you to enjoy. If you need anything, as someone that's in the black, they'll be willing to assist you. And it's so good to see you. Thank you. You guys look amazing.
Mom. My son
Jordan.
is Jordan
Okay.
Sullivan, and her son was Jordan Slater.
Oh, wow. And are you guys actually related or friends?
No, we actually met
on social media.
Right, we met during the process as well.
Wow, that is awesome.
And she was also my shoulder to lean on.
Oh,
part of my
awesome.
support system.
Awesome. That is awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys enjoy.
Thank you.
How are you this evening?
Hi. So sorry.
That's okay. If you could tell us who you are and how you're a part of the Haley Bankhead Foundation.
I'm Miss Pierre, Nellie Pierre. I was actually Haley's pre-kindergarten teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was kind of the one that kind of told her folks, this baby needs to get seen by the doctor, and we can't take this lightly. And so that's when I got the phone call from the mom the next morning saying that Haley was, in fact, diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, Wilms cancer.
Oh, wow.
And so it was just a roller coaster ride for us throughout that school year because we had to make sure she was okay, but at the same time too, we knew she was missing days at school and things like that. So I tried my best to make sure that I catered to her and bring her her work and just keep her cheerful during a devastating time of her life. And now to see her all grown up is just bring tears to my eyes and just warms my heart so much. So
I can only imagine.
I'm so proud of her, man, fighting through that thing like a champ like that.
Thank
so we're
you.
just excited.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to hear you.
Likewise.
We're going to start, so enjoy.
Thank you.
The Haley Bankhead Foundation's A Night Under the Stars sneaker ball. This is wonderful. And I've never seen so many cool sneakers in my life before, and I'm sorry I'm not wearing sneakers tonight. I thought I should be more formal since I'm talking to you guys. But I do have some in my car, so I'll change over later. Now, it's been a while actually since I've talked in front of a large crowd because as you can imagine because of the pandemic, all of our meetings and conferences have been virtual. So, speaking in person in front of a large crowd has been a while. So if I stumble, just cheer me on because I'm very nervous right now. I also have my cheat sheet here, but I'll try not to look at it as much, all right? But thank you once again for having me here. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of background of myself, so that you guys can learn a little bit about me. I was born in the United States. I grew up in New Jersey. So anyone from New Jersey? No? Nobody? Okay. So I grew up in New Jersey, and then I went to school in Albany Medical College in Albany, New York, in upstate New York. And then I did my pediatric residency at UT Southwestern in Dallas, Texas. And then I came here to Atlanta in 2016 to do my hematology oncology fellowship at Emory. So since I graduated in 2019, I stayed on as an instructor, splitting my time between pediatric cancer research in the laboratory and also taking care of patients in the clinic and in the hospital as well. So as a junior faculty member, still very early on in my career, I still struggle and trying to figure out, my time between a cancer researcher in the lab and also as a, clinician or physician taking care of patients in the hospital and in the clinic. So that's why it's such a great honor to be here tonight to talk to you guys about childhood cancer and to really raise the awareness, not just because it's September and Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, but also because, all of our children are precious human beings and all of our patients and families go through so much during their journey in battling cancer. So I really appreciate everyone here tonight and thank you for your attention tonight. Just to give you a little bit of background on childhood cancer, I'm sure you saw the billboards out there saying that, there's about 17,000 children every year diagnosed with cancer in the United States. So that means, if you do the math, about one child every 30 minutes or half an hour is diagnosed with cancer. So it's crazy that you can think right now at this moment, there's a child somewhere in an emergency room being told that they have cancer. It's shocking news to parents and families because, a lot of the times the symptoms of cancer in children are very non-specific, as you guys may know. Kids can have belly pain, constipation, fevers. Those are all symptoms that we see all the time. So the news of having cancer can be very shocking for our parents and the patients and families. And out of those 17,000 children who are diagnosed with cancer, about 600 children are diagnosed with Wilms tumor, a type of kidney cancer that Haley had many years ago. And then at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, we actually see about over 500 new cancer diagnoses each year. And that's one of the leading number of cases in the United States. Okay. Within the world of solid tumors in children, there's many different types of cancers. And I know if you guys remember from last year, Dr. Andy Hong, I think, presented to you guys and talked to you guys about kidney cancers in children. And so I thought tonight I would talk about the cancer that I'm interested in and focused on in my research called neuroblastoma. I don't know if anyone heard of neuroblastoma before, but if you hear the term neuroblastoma, you probably think, oh, it's a brain tumor or brain cancer because of the word neuroblastoma. But it's actually the most common solid tumor that happens in children outside of the brain. So it happens in developing nerve cells that are outside of your central nervous system. So about 800 children are diagnosed with neuroblastoma every year. And out of those 800 children, half of those children are diagnosed with what we call high-risk neuroblastoma. And usually those children present with more aggressive disease and widespread disease. And what's really unfortunate and sad about that is half of the children who are diagnosed with high-risk neuroblastoma will be cured, which is wonderful, but the other half, the disease comes back or doesn't respond to the initial treatment, and they're not able to survive the disease. So being the most common solid tumor outside of the brain, and half of those children being diagnosed with high-risk neuroblastoma and only half being able to survive, it is definitely a very difficult to treat cancer. So when children are diagnosed with high-risk neuroblastoma, you can only imagine how aggressive the treatments can be. I know Dr. Hong mentioned for Wilms tumor, chemotherapy, surgery, and radiation are kind of the mainstay of the treatments. For neuroblastoma, all of our patients with high-risk neuroblastoma get at least 5 cycles of chemotherapy and also get surgery after chemotherapy. And they also go through what is called autologous stem cell transplant. So what that means is patients save their own stem cells and then get really high doses of chemotherapy and then get their stem cells back to regenerate their blood cells. They have to undergo that twice for that therapy to be really effective. And then after that, they go through radiation. And then after that, they go through multiple courses of what we call immunotherapy with other biologic medications. So that whole treatment course is about 2 years of therapy that the patient and families have to go through. And despite all that, still the survival rate is only about 50%. And I know Dr. Hong last year probably talked to you guys about how cancer treatment in children has come such a long way. And many advancements have been made thanks to the help of many people like you guys and others. And I think in neuroblastoma, I think a good example is immunotherapy that I mentioned. I'm sure Dr. Hong mentioned last year, surgery and the radiation, chemotherapy were kind of the mainstays of cancer treatment. But now we're in this new era of, cancer treatments with immunotherapy, using our immune system to target cancers. And then also other targeted therapies that can really specifically target cancers. And in neuroblastoma, that immunotherapy I mentioned really improved the survival rate from 30 to 40% to 50%. So I know that sounds like a small improvement, but it is a very big improvement if you think about, one child who can survive because of that treatment. Okay, so I hope that one day, through the research that, Dr. Hong, myself, and many other cancer researchers are doing in the world, and also through the clinical community and everyone's help, I do think one day we can, develop more treatments to really help our children. I'm sorry, 1 second. And now, all the research and scientific advancements and all the medicines are great, but I do believe we can't underestimate the power of humanity and how that really affects our patients and families. So the reason why I became a pediatric oncologist is not only because I was interested in cancer biology and wanted to do research and wanted to make advancements in the field, but really, it was more so because of all the connections I made with the families and patients that I took care of early on in my training. So as an intern or a resident in your first year of residency, you get to take care and rotate through all the different subspecialties. So oncology was one of the rotations that I did. And as an intern, you have like a panel of patients you take care of every single day. So essentially, they become your patients while they're in the hospital. And as I was rotating through, I met a little 4-year-old girl with high-risk neuroblastoma. And she just had the brightest smile. And every time we walked into the room to round and talk to the patients and families, she would always have this bright smile on. It didn't matter what was going on that day. And even when she was getting chemotherapy and going through all the treatments, she always had that smile. She unfortunately ended up dying, passing away because of her disease. And I still remember, because I was the intern, of course, on call that night when she passed away. And, the family had called me into the room to pray with them, to join them in their prayers. And, I think that moment really changed my life in terms of really forming a connection with the patient and families. In medical school, it's really funny because we get taught to always treat the disease, the medical condition, and then we have little courses and seminars on how we need to treat the patient as a whole being. But that concept never really, it was more of an abstract concept for me, right? Never something I could fully grasp. But I think that night, in that moment, when I was praying with the family, I think that's when I fully understood and grasped that concept. We really need to treat our patients and families as a whole being. So I think this is where organizations like the Haley Bankhead Foundation really comes in and really represents. Not only, raising awareness for childhood cancer so that we can get more funding for research to improve the treatment outcomes, but really to spread the awareness that all of our patients and families really need the help and support in their daily lives and in their daily moments. Inside the hospital room or outside of the clinic visit every single day, we don't see what the patients and families are going through. So we always try to do that, but I can never say 100% that I fully understand what our patients and families are going through, because it's hard to say that when we're not there all the time. So really, organizations and foundations like this I think is really what represents, taking care of the whole patient and family is about. Just to share a little personal story of myself, my mom was diagnosed with a rare form of lymphoma last year, and she's still undergoing chemotherapy and getting treatment for that. And unfortunately, the cancer came back, so she's getting more chemo right now. And my mom lives in Korea, so I had the opportunity to go visit her when she was first diagnosed last year. And, I was in the hospital with her when she was getting her first chemo, and it was such a different experience for me, and it gave me the opportunity to really reflect on what our patients and families are going through. Because at that moment, I wasn't a physician, I was just a daughter taking care of my mom. And to think of all the parents who are in the hospital taking care of their children when they're going through chemotherapy, really struck me when I was sitting in that hospital room with my mom when she was getting her chemo. So I think that really opened my eyes, and I really continue to encourage, within our physician groups to really, think of our patients and families and what they're going through. Even all the little things matter. So, providing goodie bags for patients and families with toothbrushes and toiletries and, games so that they're not bored, and to try to make the hospital stay easier, and bringing arts and crafts activities to the hospital so that the patients can escape the hospital room to just enjoy a little bit of a break. And having volunteer activities, and also having events like this tonight to really raise awareness for childhood cancer, I think is all the great work that the Haley Bankhead Foundation does and provides to our families and patients, and I think it really inspires them to see some light in their darkest times. So all the incredible work that the Haley Bankhead Foundation does, I think is truly a blessing to our patients and families. So I just wanted to take this moment to really thank the Haley Bankhead Foundation and for every one of you guys for here tonight. And I really think that this is, a wonderful event, and I think childhood cancer awareness hopefully will not just end tonight or September, and that we can continue to do our work and spread childhood cancer awareness so that one day every child diagnosed with cancer can live a long and happy life. So thank you for having me.
Hey, 1 second, Jennifer, before you go back to sleep, Dr. Jenny, 1 second. We actually want to thank you just for all of your hard work and your dedication. The sleepless nights, the studying, everything that you've had to do, the energy that you've given to make people's lives better. Haley Bankhead Foundation wants to give you an award. Heather, can you bring her this award really quickly? Can we clap our hands for Dr. Jenny?
I know you have to leave early. So I just want to let you know that first of all, I appreciate you so much for volunteering your time, for driving so far, and she has somewhere else to be after. Sorry. And so I can't express how much it means to actually have you here. And Dr. Hung, I know you guys are, working and making sure our kids are good, but to have someone who actually cares is huge. You could be just a doctor, but you're a doctor that cares. So we love you and we thank you and we honor you tonight. Thank you.
How are you guys? How's your night going? That's good to hear. Well, if you don't already know, my name is Haley Bankhead and I am a double cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor and lung cancer at the age of 5. Battling cancer isn't easy. Put yourself in my shoes. Who wants to get up every 2 hours to take medicine and get shots? Not me. After shots, now I hate needles. Exactly 47 kids in the U.S. get diagnosed with cancer per day. No child should have to spend their everyday life in the hospital. Our mission is to make the kids that are battling cancer feel not so alone. Some ways we assist our cancer families are by giving Haley Hope bags, gift cards, and also school supplies, just to name a few. We also host events like our semi-annual 5K, our annual Night Under the Stars, our semi-annual Pearls and Mimosas, and lastly, our annual toy drive. You can help us put a smile on my friends' faces today just by donating. We appreciate your support and we would love for you to partner with us. Thank you for attending the Sneaker Ball. I hope to see you at our next event. You can follow our social media pages to stay updated with us. Thank you for coming.
Sorry, y'all. So, good evening, everybody. I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here. Our advisory board, our board of directors, our sponsors, and especially our volunteers and you guys. Without you guys, there would be no us. So, from the bottom of our heart, first of all, we thank you for showing up and showing out. We sold out. So, we appreciate that. Give yourselves a round of applause. So the Haley Bankhead Foundation's mission is to serve and support our local community with kids that have been affected by childhood cancer. Not only do we serve the child, but we serve the immediate families as well. So most of the time when you go to the doctor, when you go to the hospital, they always are concerned about the child. The child eats, the child drinks, the child has a bed. We're sleeping on the floor, on a couch, having to figure out how we're going to eat. So we make sure we take care of the whole entire immediate family. So that's what makes us a little different. So in the last 12 months with your contributions, it has allowed us to serve 1,256 families. 1,256 families. Y'all did that. Here's just a little few ways to have your contributions have helped the foundation. As Haley said, we provided Haley Hope bags. We do utility assistance. We do gas cards, gift cards. We actually paid for a repass service. There's nothing that I'm going to say no to. I know they get mad. Heather, you're trying to give away the world. But that's, you know me, that's me. So we're going to make it happen and take care of these babies. And the Haley Hope bag, what the bags are, Haley, there's one behind the door, it's an orange bag. The Haley Hope bag is the items in the bag that you might have forgotten when you left to go to the hospital. When we went to the hospital, we went from urgent care to actually being admitted. So by the time we got there, we came with the clothes that we had on our back. We had to rely on our friends and our family to actually bring us stuff to get by. So these bags have toiletry items, they have laundry detergent so they can wash their clothes, gift cards, snacks, pens, paper, games, anything to be able to be of assistance to the families while they're there. So if you can relieve something that they have to think about, it does a lot. So those bags are really helpful. The Haley Bankhead Foundation has also served many families throughout Georgia, California, Alabama, South Carolina, Texas, Tennessee, Indianapolis, and we're also being called to others. So please make sure you're spreading Haley Bankhead Foundation. Wherever you go, we will go. I have so much to tell y'all, I had to write it down. So I have some exciting news to tell y'all. Y'all know I hate holding secrets, and I call it the Haley Bankhead Foundation tea. So when it's good news, you gotta get a pop. So in December, the Haley Bankhead Foundation was awarded the I Am My Brand Award from the Holloway Gift of Life Foundation. So that was huge. In June, Haley Bankhead Foundation won Nonprofit of the Year. Big things. And in July, we were able to partner with Wigs and Weaves by Shar. So what that means is when we have a kid who is ready to transition to lose their hair, we got them covered. We can get custom installs to fit that child at any age. Yes. So the video that you guys seen, we're going to post it on social media so you can see it a little clearer. But if you remember seeing the girl who had her hands kind of like this, that was Kayla, and she actually got our first install. So we met her in Kroger. That's my childhood cancer meetup spot. That's where I meet all the kids. So she was actually Grade Star High School, and so we were able to get her install done before school started. So when you're on treatment, once you get to a certain part, you know that you're going to start losing your hair. So that's where she was at. We got it done before school started. Who wants to go to school with a bald head to get talked about? Nobody. Also, if you have seen on social media, we're going to blast some more. Next year, Haley Bankhead Foundation will be in existence for 10 years. And we are hosting a cruise. So that means tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your neighbors, we about to travel. Yes. So as you know, the Sneaker Ball, well, this year's theme is the Sneaker Ball, but our galas are always done in September because it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. The gold represents childhood cancer as a whole. The orange actually represents Wilms tumor, which was what Haley had, and leukemia. So they have a double color. So that's what those colors mean that we post. So when we ask you to go gold on your pages, make sure you hashtag us, blow social media out with gold. All we hear is breast cancer, breast cancer, breast cancer, pink, 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 pink. I need to see go, 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 go. So we still have about 13 days left in this month, so let me see y'all go gold. So the most common childhood cancers are Wilms tumor, leukemia, brain, neuroblastoma, and lymphoma. So I encourage you to make sure you're following up with your child care providers just to make sure if they are diagnosed that it's caught at an early stage. And then I really understand being a parent is challenging. I understand that being a parent didn't come with a manual. And I know being a parent of a sick child can be overwhelming. There's so many nights we're wondering, why me? Many tears. I'm not about to count the time that I sat there trying to hold my tears away. Childhood cancer does not discriminate. It could have been you, your child, your family member, or somebody just close to you in general. So tonight I would like to honor and recognize Haley's Angels. So if you would please stand up. Haley's Angels. I need y'all to get a little louder than that. So what a Haley's Angel is, a Haley's Angel are parents who have lost a child, have a child that's going through childhood cancer. So we want to take this time just to honor you and make sure you guys have a good night. You guys can be seated. Conversation with one of the moms last week. I said, you know, once we friends, we family, what we do is we go hard for each other. We might not talk to each other every day, but you know, if you call me, I'm on my way. So just remember that. And because of you guys, our sponsors, our table sponsors, our supporters, this is a night for them to be able to get out with a little bit of normalcy, being able to enjoy themselves, have a good time, not having to worry about a child, and let them be them just for a little bit. So we thank you for letting them be able to be here tonight. A little bit of did you know? Did you know that every year approximately 15,000 kids in the U.S. and over 300,000 kids globally are diagnosed with childhood cancer? And that's according to the 2022 Cure Search for Childhood Cancer. Childhood cancer is also the lead cause of death by disease in America. Approximately 1,800 kids will die this year. And did you know that only 4% of national funding is actually given back to childhood cancer? What can we do with 4%? So all your dollars, all your support, all your sponsors, it helps in every way. Most importantly, we need volunteers, we need donations, we need corporate sponsors, payroll deductions to make this foundation continue to work. So as I go to my seat, I'm on my way. Enjoy this night to the fullest. go, and pull out your phones and mark September 16th, 2023. That's the next gala. So just keep watching us, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you.
Awesome. That is amazing. We're going to keep this train moving. At this time, I want to invite the Clayton County Commissioner, Chairman Jeff Turner. Can we put our hands together?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Turner, and I'm the chairman of Clayton County, and it's absolutely a pleasure and an honor to be here this evening. You know, I've been the chairman, I guess, about 10 years now. And shortly after I was elected to office, I got a visit. Miss Heather came knocking on the door, said, Chairman Turner, let me introduce myself to you. And I guess at that time she was just starting, I'm looking for her, there she goes, just starting the foundation. But, you know, I have a lot coming at me. I'm a new chairman, right? So I got a lot coming at me. So she came in the office, she sat down, she started talking, telling me about childhood cancer and about this beautiful little girl that happened to be her daughter. She actually was trying to get me to come to one of her events and support the cause. And of course I'm sympathetic, so I'm listening to what she has to say. Actually, she's educating me. Because what she told me, I'm like, wow, I didn't know all this is happening. Because cancer, you really don't know about it until it affects your immediate family or somebody that you really know. So as she educated me, and what got me at the end, she whipped out this little picture of this little beautiful girl like this. And then she showed me another picture of her being bald-headed. And I'm like, Lord have mercy, this beautiful girl. I said, whatever you want, you tell me, and we're going to do it. So she actually, I don't know if that was the walk or it was the walk. Okay. So she wanted me to come out and say a few words, but at that time she had me hook, line, and sinker. Because, you know, I'm thinking, how in the world could this ugly disease affect this beautiful little girl and so many children? You know, cancer impacting an adult or an older person is one thing. But when it hits the children, when it's your child, that makes the difference. But this little bitty old beautiful girl kicked cancer's butt. Yes. And you know, I just kept thinking to myself, so Satan raised his ugly head in the form of cancer, whispered in this little girl's ear, you're not strong enough. You're not strong enough to weather this storm. I got you. But how many of you know that the little girl whispered back, I am the storm, and I got a praying mom, and I serve a mighty God, and we're going to make this happen. And she did. She survived. She weathered the storm. She still has to, she's in remission, so there's still some things that she has to do to stay healthy, make sure she's staying healthy. But how many of you know God got her? Yeah. So I got a simple ask for you. Yeah. Simple ask. I'm going to reiterate what Heather has already said. This organization does a lot of great work, and I know they do a lot of great work in Clayton County, but in so many other places. But they can't do it without three things: your time, your money, and your prayers. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna say what she said. Donate your time, please. Volunteer, because we can't have events like this that raise money that help support the cause. Your money. If you can't volunteer your time, donate to the cause. Make sure you send. What?
I said we'll take both.
She said we're going to take both. All right, and you'll take all three because you can't do it without prayers also. So your time, your money, and your prayers is what this organization needs to continue to do the work they do. Not only in our community, but communities throughout this state and the country, it sounds like, right? All right, we keep doing what you're doing. And they're being recognized for their work. You know, it's one thing to say that this is an organization doing this, that, and the other, but when you are getting recognized, somebody's saying, hey, this organization is worthy of being given to give an award to for their works, then that's what it's about. So please, continue to work with them. I will support them 110%. I had some other things to do tonight, but she called, and she got that look in her eyes and showed that picture again. I'm like, okay, I'm there. So it's an absolute honor to be here and say a few words, and I thank you for that. Thank you, and God bless.
1 second. Also, the same way we did Dr. Jenny, we want to make sure that we honor you too. So Heather and Haley have a gift for you as well. Thank you for your constant and unending support for this foundation. We love you. It's a privilege. Let's get a picture real quick.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, thank you all for coming out to support our great cause. And my name is Kim Pope. I am the CFO of the foundation, and I'm on the board. I'm also the clergy for the foundation, where I go and pray with the families. If we have passed away, I go and I do that as well. But what I'm going to ask you to do today is, we are now partnering with different jobs. And you may say, I don't have this amount of money to give. I don't have that amount of money to give. But what I'm going to ask you to do today is go to your job. Go to the HR department of your job and say, you know what? Take $2 out of my check per week. Take $5 out of my check per week. Because those dollars in a year adds up for Haley's Bankhead Foundation. So I would ask, we're trying to get in all kind of companies because we have a bigger vision than even what we're doing here tonight. We have a vision for the Haley's Hope House. Everybody give the Haley Hope House a hand, because we know just like the Ronald McDonald House is there, Haley Hope House is going to be there. And so those contributions are going to help us fund Haley's Hope House. So go to your HR department and say, I want to contribute to Haley's Bankhead Foundation. If you don't have our information, get it tonight. Get a card. Take it with you back to your job. Call me. My name is Kim Pope. My number is posted everywhere, y'all. Everywhere. Call Haley. Call Heather. Any one of the board members, so we can give you information to take to your jobs. We will come and do interviews. We will talk to your HR department for you if you don't know how to talk to them for yourself, and let them know who we are so we can come into your job communities, okay? So that's what I'm asking you today. We have a vision, y'all, and we know this is bigger than us. So we need more sponsors. We need more support. This is the Haley Hope House. And with you all, this is going to be possible. This house is going to sleep families. So when those families are there with their kids, they don't have to travel back home. They can come and say, I need somewhere to stay. Not only me, I have 2 other kids, and they will have their own rooms in this house. They will not only have their own rooms, but they will have hot meals in this house we will provide for them. There will be a chapel in this house that we will provide for them. So it's bigger than us. We need your contributions. We need your $5, your $2, your $1. We need even your change, your coins. We're now going into the schools and doing coin ministries. So letting the kids know you're important too. They can help too. Their coins make dollars. So I ask you today, whenever, go back to your jobs and take our foundation back into your workplace and tell them you want to make a contribution each week, each pay period to Haley's Foundation. Okay? Thank you so much. And once again, we thank you for being a part of us tonight, and more blessings unto you.
Awesome. At this time, we're going to have our Schneider presentation by Michael Pickens. We can applaud him as he comes up. With the pins, you know.
Good afternoon, good evening. My name is Michael Pickens. I've been with the Schneider organization for about 16 years. Part of my opportunity leading the Southeast region is being an advocate and a facilitator of our foundation funds for charitable organizations in our market that support basically anything that embodies the foundation's kind of core values. So it's reaching out to the community, supporting children, supporting families, supporting anything that is going to drive diversity, inclusion, and things of that nature in our communities. So fortunately, I made a connection through a couple of different ways. So Tavia is also a member of our organization. We both know Angela Washington, so partially from our time at Georgia Southern as alumni there, but also just understanding and watching what she's doing through social media and what the Haley Mann Foundation is able to accomplish. So in the past few years, we have been able to make several supporting donations. This year, we're contributing another $10,000 to the organization. So happy to be able to present this again tonight. And most importantly, we look forward to continuing to support year after year. So great job, and we're excited to see it again tonight.
So I made it this far without crying, but my goal for tonight was to raise $20,000. We're halfway there. So this is for Schneider, the company. I'm only because I want your birthday. But we just want to thank you for believing in us. Let's say like December, I was like, oh, our bank account getting kind of low. How are we going to pull this off? You don't even know what that money is going to do for these kids. So you have actually, I can't even express it, but I just want to tell you thank you for believing in the Haley Bankhead Foundation. Thank you for being a voice for childhood cancer. This means so much to me. You just don't even understand. You just thinking about a little light-skinned girl from Indiana. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But we do have something for you. John. That's for you to add to your desk. So now you'll be able to see the Haley Bankhead Foundation every day at work. Thank you.
I've had some hills to climb. I had some weary days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I won't complain. Sometimes the clouds ain't low, I can hardly see the road. I ask the question, Lord, why so much pain? But He knows what's best for me. Although my weary eyes, they can't see. So I'll just say, thank you, Lord. I won't complain. Yeah, it's been so good to me. He's been good to me, more than this whole world you could ever be. Yeah, yeah. He's been so I just want to tell y'all, when you in a moment like this, and God had healed his least ones, you don't take this moment for granted. You give God all your praise. I don't care if you can't pray, but you get, when your feet hit the solid ground, you tell God, thank you for putting breath in your body. Because we just don't, you don't even understand. We are living in our last days where we are living on grace and mercy. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? We're living on grace and mercy. God don't care about your money. He cares about your heart. Just know that love covers the multitude of all of your sins. Whatever you may be facing or whatever you're going through, just give God thank you. You tell God you love him. You tell each and every person in this place that you love him. No matter what you're going through, you tell them God is real. He is real. Triumph for yourself. And watch how he'll turn the situation around. I don't want to feel like I'm preaching up in here, but I just felt a movement of God present in this place. And I just wanted to bless your spirit and bless your mind, because you may be going through something, and this can plant a seed for you to get your breakthrough. So don't complain about what you're going through. I just want y'all to think about when Jesus was on the cross. He never mumbled and grumbled. The only thing he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So forgive your enemy and love your enemy, because we got to know that your enemy is your footstool to reach you to your next destination. Come on now, y'all. Y'all give God some praise in this place.
I think about giving myself to you, 'cause you know I want you, babe, and I would do anything. I know you think the same thing, babe. Come on, get it, I can't hide my feelings, get it. I won't stop till we start over and finish. Tonight it's all about my baby. I'm feeling for you, get me high. I can't stop you, feel me right. It's the door that all for. I just want to know. About the way we make love, the way that you make me sweat, make me want a cigarette. And I ain't no smoking chick, but you got me wanting it, so don't stop.
I'm taking the game mine. Yeah, I witness the change, it's my time. Yeah, I'm new to the game, but y'all might wanna say you act rap, they like say the time. I can dance all day, I don't two-step. Y'all looking at something like a true rap. A girl told me that a man that can dance might can possibly get down with the tune in his pain. Now ladies, let me see it vibrate. And when it's over, you ain't gon' need your bird. 'Cause I'm a pro, make you bend your back low, and the power real flag, look like the purple. Come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on. I see you moving your head, you can clear the man, I'm straight like it, and the girl say my like me, never right shit. Damn, I'm so expensive, but I can't handle my flow right there. Boy, gotta get like you gotta be Christmas. Swag go, it's like you gotta be gifted. The girls love cameras, and they roll pictures, and they gon' frame us. See that? Live for the bit while I'm saying my scriptures. Cause I need you holy like you pray in the temple. I move with the letter of pencil. And my wrote mission, good night kiss you. Take a damn lie, cause you got history.